Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. It's always fun when a celebrity surprises fans with a personal confession, especially when it connects them to something so many people grew up loving. And that's exactly what happened when a beloved Hallmark star recently revealed that she's watched one iconic 90s series not once, not twice, but at least 24 times. That number alone says everything. This isn't just a casual favorite. This is the kind of comfort show someone returns to year after year, episode after episode, and honestly, most of us can relate. What makes this revelation even more charming is that the Hallmark world is built on cozy nostalgia, heartfelt storytelling, and feel-good themes, so knowing that one of its stars has her own longtime comfort series feels incredibly on-brand. It gives fans a glimpse behind the polished red carpet appearances and movie premieres, showing that even actors who appear in today's most popular wholesome films have their own personal fandom obsessions. And in this case, that obsession belongs to a show that defined the 90s for millions. She didn't just say she enjoyed it. She didn't say she revisits a couple of episodes when she's bored. She admitted that she has watched the entire series over and over, more times than she can count, but definitely more than 24 complete run-throughs. That means every storyline, every emotional arc, every cliffhanger has played in the background of her life like a familiar soundtrack. For fans, it instantly created a bond, because the 90s were full of unforgettable shows that shaped a generation, and the idea of someone rewatching one of them 20+ times is the kind of devotion we rarely hear about from celebrities. When she shared this tidbit, it wasn't in a dramatic interview or a press release. It came across naturally, almost casually, which made the moment even more memorable. She spoke about how the series brings her comfort, how it reminds her of simpler times, and how every rewatch gives her something new to appreciate, whether it's the character dynamics, the writing, the fashion, or the distinct style that made 90s television feel so unique. Anyone who grew up watching after-school reruns or tuning in during primetime knows precisely what she means. Part of what makes this revelation so interesting is imagining how influential that series might have been on her career. When someone watches a show repeatedly, it usually becomes part of the way they think about storytelling, character development, and emotional delivery. The Hallmark Network emphasizes sincerity, warmth, and character-driven plots, all qualities that many classic 90s shows were known for. So her long-standing attachment to this series might be one of the many reasons she connects so naturally with the roles Hallmark is known for. Fans immediately began trying to guess which show she was referring to, and the possibilities alone sparked a wave of nostalgia. The 90s had teen dramas that shaped a generation, sitcoms that still air in syndication today, romantic storylines that viewers still quote, and ensemble casts that became cultural icons. Whether people imagined she was talking about a heartfelt family drama, a high school-based series full of iconic friendships, or a romantic sitcom that never seems to age, the conversation reminded everyone of how powerful television can be in shaping our memories. But beyond the guessing game, what captivated fans was the passion behind her words. She described how certain characters still inspire her, even now. She mentioned how she sometimes puts the show on in the background while she's getting ready for a new movie, winding down after a long day on set, or simply enjoying a quiet morning. It's become part of her routine, almost like a familiar friend who's always there. That level of genuine personal connection made fans appreciate her even more, because it showed she isn't just the polished actress they see on screen. She's someone who finds comfort in the same nostalgic favorites her audience does. Her admission also sparked a broader discussion among Hallmark fans about the shows they've personally rewatched the most. Some mentioned watching their favorite 90s drama every year as a tradition. Others said they rewatch a familiar sitcom whenever life feels overwhelming. The conversation created a sense of community, as people began bonding over the idea that certain series aren't just entertainment, they're emotional anchors. And in a world that moves fast, a familiar show from the 90s can feel like a place to catch your breath. What makes this even more delightful is imagining how many lines she probably has memorized after 24 rewatches. She joked that she can predict some scenes word for word and knows exactly how certain story arcs unfold, yet she never gets tired of them. That's the hallmark of a truly timeless series. Even when you know every plot twist, every character decision, every emotional moment, it still hits the same way, or sometimes even harder, because you're watching with the perspective of someone who's lived through so many stages of life since the first viewing. Fans also wondered whether she'd ever want to appear in a reboot or reunion project if the opportunity came up. She didn't say she's campaigning for it, but she did hint that stepping into a world she's loved for so long would be a dream. It's easy to imagine her fitting right into a nostalgic revival, bringing her Hallmark charm and decades of admiration for the source material. And honestly, who wouldn't want to see a longtime fan finally become part of the world that shaped her? Her confession also highlighted something many people forget about actors. They're fans too. They grew up watching TV shows that shaped their identity, inspired their dreams, and helped them through hard times. Just because they now star in movies watched by millions doesn't mean they've stopped finding comfort in the stories they loved long before fame. That honesty is refreshing, and it gives fans a rare glimpse of who she is when the cameras aren't rolling. And of course, hearing a Hallmark actress rave about a 90s series made people reflect on how different television feels today. The 90s had a special kind of warmth, slow-burn storylines, emotional depth, and a type of character development that rewarded loyal viewers. Maybe that's part of why she's revisited it so many times. Maybe it reminds her of the storytelling she strives to bring into her own performances. Or maybe, like so many viewers, it's simply her comfort blanket in a chaotic world. Regardless of her reasons, the reaction from fans made one thing clear. People love when celebrities open up about the things they genuinely enjoy. And in this case, her favorite show became a bridge between her and her audience. It wasn't a promotional moment. It wasn't tied to a new movie release. It was simply real, warm, human, and relatable, qualities that make Hallmark stars so appealing to begin with. As conversations continue among fans, some are planning their own rewatch marathons, inspired by her dedication. Others are sharing memories of watching the show with siblings, parents, or friends. The ripple effect of a simple confession shows how much joy nostalgia can bring. And for the Hallmark star who admitted she's rewatched this beloved 90s series at least 24 times, the fondness she carries for it continues to resonate with audiences who feel exactly the same way. In the end, her revelation wasn't just a fun fact. It was a reminder that the stories we grow up with stay with us more deeply than we realize. They shape us, comfort us, and sometimes become lifelong companions. And knowing that someone who brings so much warmth to the screen has her own nostalgic treasure only makes her more endearing. Fans may not know exactly which 90s series she's referring to, but the sentiment behind her words speaks for itself. It's about love for storytelling, appreciation for the past, and the simple joy of pressing play on something that feels like home, no matter how many times you've watched it. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.